Hey everyone, it's Noah. How are you doing? Before we start the show, I wanted to say a few words about what to expect from this podcast in the coming weeks. I usually write, record, and schedule episodes way in advance, so by the beginning of March, I already had enough episodes ready to last through the end of April. As the world around us has changed so quickly, I'm thinking of new topics and ideas I'd like to share during this time. So for the next few months, I'll be folding in some fresh episodes along with the ones I had prepared long ago. Today you'll get to hear one of those long-planned episodes, but I actually think it's one that's very fitting for us all right now. I also want to give a big thank you to my new Patreon members who are helping me a great deal during this time. I especially want to shout out our newest patron, Rebecca Lindholm. Thank you, Rebecca. Over on Patreon, I've begun sharing downloads of the songs from this podcast, like the song you'll hear in today's episode. I'm also planning some new content for Patreon members, like a video tour of my home studio, a behind-the-scenes video of my process for writing and recording, and as always, early access to every episode of the podcast. Please consider joining me on Patreon by visiting patreon.com/likeyoupodcast. Okay, let's start today's episode. Hello, my name is Noah, and this is Like You, a mindfulness podcast for kids. Welcome. I'm very glad you're here. Today, we're going to make some wishes. For any grown-ups who are listening, if you're familiar with a mindfulness practice known as a loving-kindness meditation, you may recognize this episode as a variation on that. So friends of all ages, find a place to listen where you feel comfortable and safe. When I ask you questions or tell you to repeat something, you can speak out loud or just think it quietly in your head. As we often do, today we're going to start by focusing on our breathing. Let's take a few deep breaths together. Here we go. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, and out, 1, 2, 3. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, and out, 1, 2, 3. Now, try to think of something kind someone said to you recently. Something that made you feel good. If something doesn't pop into your head right away, that's okay. Just smile and think about being happy. Now, while you keep smiling, take one more deep breath in, 1, 2, 3, and out, 1, 2, 3. Good. Now together on the count of 3, we're going to say, I like me. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. I like me. I like you too. You are a smart, kind, and generous friend. You make the world a better place just by being you. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Together, we're going to make some wishes. We'll make a few wishes for ourselves, for someone we love, for someone who's made us angry, and for the world. These aren't just any type of wishes. These are loving kindness wishes, and I'll teach you how to make them. I'll start with the easiest wish to make. First, I want you to think of someone who you love very, very much. Someone who makes you smile, someone who makes you feel good about yourself. It might be a family member or a friend. It could even be a pet. It can be anyone you think of who makes you feel happy and safe. So take a moment or two to think of someone you love. Are you thinking of someone? Now I want you to close your eyes and picture that person. What are they wearing? What does their hair look like? Now, as you imagine this person you love, I want you to picture them smiling and laughing. Now imagine that you walk up to them and give them a hug. And now you're going to send that person a wish. I'll say this wish twice. Listen the first time, then repeat it with me the second time. I want you to imagine that you're talking to that person you love as you repeat after me. I wish for you to be happy and healthy. I wish for you to be happy and healthy. Now, if you'd like, you can think of something else you'd like to say to that person. Maybe you'd like to thank them for being kind to you. Maybe you'd like to tell them something you like about them. Take a moment to think about that person you love and what you'd like to say to them. It feels very good to say a wish for someone we love. Now I want you to take that loving feeling and direct it towards yourself. First, give yourself a big hug. Wrap your arms around yourself and squeeze. What a great hugger. Now we get to make another wish, a wish for yourself. So repeat after me. I wish for me to be happy and healthy. I wish for me to be happy and healthy. Very, very good. Now smile to yourself and take a deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, and out. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we're going to make the hardest wish to make. Are you ready? It won't be easy, but I know that you can do it. I want you to think about someone who made you angry recently. Maybe they made you so angry that you yelled. Maybe it was your brother or sister. Maybe it was another child at school. Maybe it was a friend. Just take a moment to think about someone who has made you angry. Are you thinking of someone? Picture them in your head. What do they look like? What are they wearing? Now imagine that you are walking up to them and standing face to face. Now take one more deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, and out. 1, 2, 3. Imagine that you are looking into this person's eyes, and then I want you to repeat this wish. I wish for you to be happy and healthy. I wish for you to be happy and healthy. Is there anything else you'd like to say to that person? Would you like to tell them why they made you angry? Would you like to forgive them? If there's anything else you'd like to say to that person, you can say it now. Okay. I know that wasn't easy, but you are someone who tries their best and does hard things. And we have one more wish to make now. This is the biggest wish of all. It's a wish for the whole world. You're going to say this wish to your family, to all your friends, to people you don't know very well, people who live on your street and in your town. You're going to say this wish to everyone in the country where you live, and to everyone in the whole world. In North and South America, in Africa, Asia, and Europe, and even to anyone who happens to be on the icy continent of Antarctica. That's a lot of people. And that's why this is such a big, big wish. So here we go. Think about everyone all around the world and repeat after me. I wish for everyone to be happy and healthy. I wish for everyone to be happy and healthy. Thank you for making those wishes with me. Now I'm going to ask you to repeat a few affirmations. These are short sentences that help you feel good about yourself. Remember, you can say these out loud or in your own head. I'll say each twice. You can listen and then repeat it with me. I like me. I like me. I deserve to be loved. I deserve to be loved. I am full of joy. I am full of joy. I am not alone in my feelings. I am not alone in my feelings. I can do hard things. I can do hard things. Now smile and take a few slow, deep breaths as we wind down our time together. While you're breathing deeply, I want to sing you a new song called I'm Glad That I Am Me. Breathe deep and slow and listen as I sing. I'm glad that I am me. I'm glad that you are you. I'm glad that we both do the things that we each like to do. I'm glad that I know you. I'm glad you know me too. We're different, but we teach each other things we never knew. And what if you were me? And what if I were you? Would we still do the same things that we've always liked to do? I wonder. But you'll always be you, and I'll always be me. We learn and grow and change our clothes, but stay the same beneath. I'm glad that I am me. I'm glad that you are you. I'm proud of how you're growing, and I like your point of view. And I like you. I can't wait to spend some time together again soon. On the next podcast, we're going to talk about what makes you, you. Until next time, I like you, I'm proud of you, and I'm glad we're friends. Have a happy and peaceful day. Like You was written and produced by me, Noah Glenn. I also composed and performed the Like You theme music and the original song, I'm Glad That I Am Me. The podcast artwork was illustrated by Mia Saine, and this episode features additional music by The Old West and Skygaze. To all the grown-ups listening, I want to tell you about a great way to support the podcast by becoming a patron at patreon.com/likeyoupodcast. When you join our Patreon community, you'll get early access to every episode, bonus content like downloads of original songs, occasional peeks behind the scenes, and additional benefits depending on what level of support you choose. Our podcast is listener-supported, so our patrons truly help make this show happen. It starts at as little as $3 a month, which is less than $1 per episode. If you're unable to offer your financial support, you can still show us some love by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts and by telling your friends about the show. Learn more about us on our website, likeyoupodcast.com, and be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at LikeYouPod. Thanks for listening.